And now, on my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster and journalist. We have held over David Daggett from the previous segment. He's with us, and Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, let's spend a moment or so on the 6th congressional race. There are no Democrats in this because the gerrymandered map threw everybody in together from Davie and Rowan and Cabarrus and Guilford and Forsyth, and it's just a mess. So Kathy Manning's not running because a Democrat can't win in there. So we have 6 candidates running in the Republican primary on March 5th. We've had them. We're going to have them on the show right before the primary, so you'll meet them that way. But anyway, Kristen Castelli, combat veteran, business owner, Dr. Marianne Conta-Janis is a plastic surgeon. Bo Hines, an attorney. Addison McDowell, former lobbyist for an insurance industry. Jay Wagner, former High Point mayor. Mark Walker, former congressman. Who wins out of this bunch and why, Ogie?
Well, this would be a good time to take a page out of Nevada's playbook and have a none of the above. What a bunch of losers. I mean, based on name recognition, probably Walker, but I mean, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
You called it a congressional race. It's a congressional mess, is what it is. Probably Walker. But as I ask around, there's a lot of people who do not like him and don't like his record and path he's trying to take, and I just don't know.
Personally, I like Mark. There's some good folks, nice people who were here. Mark I think did a pretty good job in Congress, but we'll see what happens with that. Keith, what do you think out of this group of 6?
You just said personally you like him.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about here.
Do you want to sit in this?
No, it's Walker. It's Walker but I think the combat vet, Christian, I think she could be.
Kristen Castelli, you think he could win?
I think he could win. I think he could win.
Well, we'll see. All right, some schools now, of course, parents will sometimes opt out of sex ed classes for their child. We've all heard of that. Now, a Miami Prep Academy is asking parents if they want to opt in to let their child participate in Black History Month events. Is this racist or just a way to give parents more input? Ogie?
I don't like that idea at all, Jim. But just have the class, show up for the class, period.
David?
It seems like it's part of the 6th district political mess. That's what it is. It's a political mess. Yeah. And, we need to educate our children on important things. That's an important thing. They should be educated on it.
Parents get to opt in to Black History Month. Is it racist or just letting the parents have some choice?
All of the state of Florida is creating racist issues when it comes to Black history. Let's call it what it is. It's a racist type of environment down there, and it should change.
So you're not going to move to Florida?
I want to, but I can't.
Yeah, sure. All right. Basketball players at Dartmouth College are taking a vote to decide if they want to join a union. Now, we all know that the college athletes are getting paid big bucks now, but are you okay with them unionizing, Ogie?
Normally, I'm a union guy typically, but I swear college athletics has gotten so out of control. It's taking the fun out of it. They're all pros. I mean, some of these quarterbacks are making $1 million.
Yeah, in college,
I
David.
don't like it.
We were talking about a lot of messes this week. The college athletics has become a mess also, and what it's created is these tremendous discrepancies between players who are out there and sharing the same locker room. Yeah. Something's got to equal that playing field and be equitable across the board in some way, shape, or form.
College players unionizing?
No, I don't think so. But I do think that they're the have and have-nots in college, and beforehand it was education was the selling point, but now it's if you're a star athlete, you want to get that NIL money. So, I don't think you can unionize.
No, it's a bad deal. Age continues to be a factor in this year's presidential race. Trump keeps confusing Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi, and Biden recently said he spoke with 2 European presidents who died some years ago. Should Congress adopt Haley's proposal to have a mental competency test for presidential candidates, Ogie?
No, absolutely not. In fact, she ought to take a mental competency test for staying in the race.
Well, we'll see what happens there. David?
I'm worried about the mental competency, not just with those 2, but kind of across the board. However, I do believe the voters should decide that.
What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of people are talking about that, but it's the people you put around you that actually runs the country. I mean, you had the senator from South Carolina. He was actually dead, and he still was in office. I think it's who you put around in your policies. And let's look at that. And I think Joe Biden has done a really good job in putting the right people around him.
Okay. Finally, guys, Burger King said they're going to pay someone $1 million to design its next Whopper. The deadline for entries is March 17th. Guys, what would you do to change the Whopper, and how would you spend the $1 million if you win? Ogie.
Well, I would continue to not eat the Whopper, for one thing.
You don't like Whoppers.
I would form a foundation of
With the money.
healthy eating and don't eat it BK.
What would you do, David?
I would make it the top quality. What's that massaged beef called? Wagyu, Angus something, and make it the best hamburger ever, and take the money and help that teen center we talked about earlier.
All right, good. Keith.
I would create a Carolina burger, right? And because everybody likes Carolina burgers, and I would use veggie burgers because everybody wants to be healthy. And then I would take the $1 million and buy Jim a new studio so that I could sit and look beautiful in that studio.
Yeah. Well, we think you're beautiful now. All right. Well, that's all the time we have.